Stephen Curry's story is one that challenges every basketball stereotype ever written. In a league dominated by towering seven-footers, by explosive dunkers and unstoppable physical forces, Curry carved his legacy not through sheer size or strength, but through a shot that would ripple through basketball history and permanently change the way the game is played. Born Wardell Stephen Curry II on March 14, 1988, in Akron, Ohio, yes, the same hospital as LeBron James, Curry's basketball destiny was seemingly written before he even touched a ball. His father, Del Curry, was a sharpshooting guard in the NBA, most famously with the Charlotte Hornets, and young Steph spent countless hours watching his father train, soaking in the rhythm, the mechanics, and the work ethic it took to survive in the league. But for all the pedigree, Curry wasn't treated like a guaranteed star. Growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, Curry was not the kind of high school prospect that made scouts salivate. Too skinny, too short, too frail. The narrative was written over and over again. High major colleges passed on him. North Carolina, number Duke, not interested. Even Virginia Tech, where his father was a legend, offered him only a walk-on spot. The only school willing to bet big on him was Davidson College, a small liberal arts school that wasn't exactly known as a basketball powerhouse. This rejection, this constant underestimation, became the fuel that would burn through his entire career. At Davidson, Curry didn't just play well, he exploded onto the national stage. As a freshman, he finished second in the nation in scoring. But it was his sophomore year, during the 2008 NCAA tournament, that turned him into a national sensation. Davidson, a 10 seed, went on a Cinderella run, defeating Gonzaga, Georgetown, and Wisconsin to reach the Elite Eight. Curry's performances were electric. Quick releases from deep, fearless drives to the basket, and a calmness that belied his age. Against Kansas, in a game that could have sent Davidson to the Final Four, Curry scored 25 points, but the Wildcats fell just short. Still, the message had been sent. This undersized kid from a small school could dominate anyone. The 2009 NBA draft brought Curry to the Golden State Warriors with the 7th overall pick. It wasn't the Warriors dynasty we know today. This was a struggling franchise, years away from championship contention. His early years were marred by constant ankle injuries, the kind that derailed countless careers before his. Many wondered if Curry's body could handle the NBA grind, but instead of folding, Curry rebuilt himself, literally, through a meticulous training program focusing on core strength, balance, and stability. He turned one of his biggest weaknesses into a foundation for greatness. By 2014 to 2015, the transformation was complete. Under new head coach Steve Kerr, the Warriors implemented a free-flowing, motion-heavy offense that maximized Curry's shooting ability. That season, Curry led the Warriors to a 67-15 record, won his first MVP award, and captured his first NBA championship. The league was stunned, not because Curry was great, people knew that, but because of how he was great. He wasn't just hitting threes, he was hitting them from 28 feet out, off the dribble, with defenders draped all over him. Defenses had no blueprint for stopping him because no one had ever done this before. The following season, 2015 to 2016, Curry broke basketball. He averaged 30.1 points per game, shattered his own three-point record with 402 makes, and led the Warriors to an NBA record 73-9 regular season. He became the first unanimous MVP in NBA history. The Warriors seemed destined for immortality, but the season ended in heartbreak, a blown 3-1 lead in the finals to LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. In the summer of 2016, the Warriors made a move that would shift the NBA's balance of power for years. They signed Kevin Durant. The addition of one of the league's most lethal scorers, alongside Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, formed an offensive juggernaut. From 2017 to 2019, the Warriors reached the finals 3 straight times, winning back-to-back championships in 2017 and 2018. Curry's unselfishness, his willingness to let Durant take the spotlight at times, only solidified his reputation as a leader. But dynasties never last forever. Injuries hit. Durant left for Brooklyn. Klay tore his ACL, then his Achilles. The 2019 to 2020 season saw the Warriors tumble to the bottom of the standings. Yet Curry remained undeterred. In 2021 to 2022, fully healthy and with Klay back by his side, Curry led the Warriors on a redemption run. In the finals against the Boston Celtics, Curry delivered a masterpiece, averaging 31.2 points per game and securing his first Finals MVP, the one accolade critics claimed was missing from his resume. Today, Curry stands as a 4-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, and the all-time leader in three-pointers made. But beyond the numbers, he has redefined the geometry of basketball. Before Curry, the three-point line was a tool. After Curry, it became a weapon of mass destruction. His influence is seen at every level of the game, from NBA stars pulling up from deep to high school players practicing 30-footers. He didn't just change how the game is played. He changed what players believe is possible. And for all his accolades, Curry's legacy might be best summed up by this. He made the impossible look routine. The 30-foot shots, the ankle-breaking crossovers, the no-look passes, the way he turns, mid-shot, to celebrate before the ball even drops. He's not just playing basketball, he's performing art. And like all great artists, his work will inspire generations long after he's gone from the court. Stephen Curry's journey to the top of basketball wasn't built on raw physical dominance. It was built on precision, dedication, and a vision for the game that no one else could see. Standing at just 6'2" in a league of giants, Curry's game was never about overpowering his opponents. It was about outthinking them, outmaneuvering them, and shooting from places no one had the courage to shoot from. Growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, Steph was the son of former NBA sharpshooter Del Curry. While that gave him an early introduction to the game, it didn't guarantee him an easy path. Scouts doubted him. Critics labeled him too small, too skinny, and not athletic enough to succeed in the NBA. But Curry didn't try to be what they wanted. He doubled down on what made him unique. His ball handling, lightning quick release, and unlimited shooting range became his signature. At Davidson College, he exploded onto the national stage during the 2008 NCAA tournament, carrying a small school deep into March Madness. It was here the world first saw his fearless shooting and his ability to take over games in a way that felt inevitable. Drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2009, Curry's early years were plagued by ankle injuries, leading some to wonder if he'd ever reach his potential. But through relentless rehab and conditioning, he not only returned, he came back better. Partnering with Klay Thompson, they became known as the Splash Brothers, the most dangerous shooting duo in NBA history. Under coach Steve Kerr, Curry's style of play flourished. His deep shooting range forced defenses to stretch beyond their limits, creating a ripple effect across the league. The Warriors became a dynasty, winning 4 NBA championships between 2015 and 2022, with Curry earning 2 league MVPs and finally, in 2022, a long-awaited NBA Finals MVP. But perhaps Curry's greatest legacy isn't just in his accolades, it's in how he changed basketball itself. Kids in every corner of the world now pull up from 30 feet out because Curry showed them it was possible. The NBA's pace and space era, the emphasis on the three-point shot, and the modern style of offense all have Curry's fingerprints on them. He's a 4-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, 10-time All-Star, and widely considered the greatest shooter in the history of the sport. Yet even after all the records and milestones, Curry remains driven, joyful, and deeply connected to the game that made him a legend. Stephen Curry didn't just master basketball, he redefined it, and in doing so, he guaranteed that his influence will be felt for as long as the game is played.